$36,000 is the gap between the smartest truck purchase you can make in 2026 and the most expensive mistake wearing the same badge. 4 engines, 1 family. One will drain your wallet through a design flaw baked in at the factory. One will bleed you with a premium fuel bill you pay every single fill-up for a decade. One will saddle you with emissions hardware that turns a short commute into a slow financial bleed. And one will run on a countdown timer that NHTSA complaints and class action filings have already started documenting. Stay for the one engine that breaks every one of those patterns. The math on it starts at a price that will make everything else on this list look like a different language. Let us start with the trap disguised as a bargain. The 4.3-liter V6, any generation, any platform. You will find these on private listings for $6,000 to $14,000, depending on year and condition. It is the cheapest way into a full-size Sierra. If price is the only number you are looking at, it seems logical. It is not. The newer 4.3-liter LV3, the Ecotec 3 version in K2 and T1 trucks from 2014 onward, makes 285 horsepower and 305 pound-feet of torque. The older GMT 900 LU3 Vortec from 2007 through 2013 made roughly 195 horsepower. That is the one in the $5,000 and $6,000 listings. Less money, significantly less capability in a truck that weighs close to 5,000 pounds before anything goes in the bed. Here is what quietly destroys the value case. Fuel economy on a 4.3-liter. Working hard to move 5,000 pounds barely differs from a 5.3-liter V8, moving the same weight more easily. The V6 burns nearly the same fuel to do less work. Same platform means the same brakes, same suspension, same chassis service costs. The only savings is at purchase, and even that evaporates the moment you try to resell. Search your market right now for a V6 Sierra. Look at how long those listings sit. Nobody is searching for them. You will sit on it for months, trying to find a buyer who does not already know better. At $12,000 to $14,000 for a decent GMT 900 V6, you are $1,000 to $2,000 away from a 5.3-liter V8 in the same truck that does everything better. The V6 is not a deal. It is a price tag with a trap attached. Save the difference and buy the V8. Now the opposite problem. Too much money for the engine you are getting. The 6.2-liter V8, both generations. The engine itself is excellent. That is precisely what makes this entry dangerous. It is like ordering the finest cut at a restaurant you cannot afford on a Tuesday night for no reason. The experience is real. The bill is also real. Generation 4 L94 in GMT 900 Sierras and Yukons from 2007 through 2013 makes 403 horsepower. It uses active fuel management, deactivating cylinders 1, 4, 6, and 7 under light load. Generation 5 L86, introduced in 2014, makes 420 horsepower and retains active fuel management. In 2019, the L87 arrived with the same displacement and output, but now equipped with dynamic fuel management. That distinction matters enormously, and we will come back to it. The problem with the 6.2-liter in 2026 is what the engine costs you before you ever turn the key. A Generation 4 L94 in a Denali or comparable trim runs $18,000 to $28,000 used. A Generation 5 L86 or L87 runs $30,000 to $50,000. These are trucks with 80 to 120,000 miles that require 93 octane minimum. That is $200 to $350 more per year than regular unleaded every year, compounding across a decade. And the L87 specifically, the 2019 and newer 6.2-liter with dynamic fuel management, carries the same documented lifter failure pattern I am about to cover in detail. you are paying $35,000 to $45,000 for a truck with a known $4,000 repair somewhere in its future. My take: if the 6.2-liter driving experience is something you consciously value, the L94 in a clean GMT 900 is worth considering. But if you are making a financial decision, the math does not work. A clean 5.3-liter GMT 900 with half the miles costs $12,000 to $16,000. The performance gap does not justify $20,000. The 6.2-liter is the best engine you should not buy in 2026. Not because it fails, because the premium you pay for it never comes back. Now, this entry should generate real anger, because this one was preventable. The 5.3-liter V8 with dynamic fuel management, 2019 through 2021 model years, Gen 5 L84 Ecotec 3 engines. The most technologically advanced 5.3-liter ever built. On paper, the most capable. In practice, the most expensive 5.3-liter you can own. Here is what dynamic fuel management does. Active fuel management originally deactivated a fixed set of 4 cylinders using 4 specialized lifters in a binary on or off pattern. Dynamic fuel management expanded that entirely. All 16 lifters can now activate and deactivate in any combination across 17 different patterns, cycling constantly at every throttle position. More patterns, more cycles, more stress on more components. Think of it like a drummer who used to play 4 beats per measure, suddenly being asked to improvise across all 16 counts simultaneously. The complexity increases exponentially. So does the wear. The result is documented in NHTSA complaints, owner forums, and General Motors service bulletins. Lifter failures begin as early as 20,000 miles. When lifters collapse, they can damage the camshaft. Repair cost for lifters alone runs $3,000 to $5,000. If the camshaft goes too, that bill climbs past $8,000. Class action litigation has been filed. NHTSA complaint volumes on 2019 through 2021 dynamic fuel management engines are substantial. Here is the important nuance. Starting mid-2022, General Motors quietly updated the lifter part numbers on these engines. Updated components appear to address the metallurgical issue behind early wear. If you are looking at a 2022 or newer Sierra with the 5.3-liter, verify whether updated lifters were installed at the factory or as a dealer correction. Ask to see the repair order. That single detail separates a risk you are managing from a risk you are inheriting blind. On the used market right now, a 2019 to 2021 Sierra with the 5.3-liter dynamic fuel management runs $25,000 to $42,000. For that money, you are buying 50 to 80,000 miles with a documented failure pattern baked into the design. You are not buying a truck. You are buying a countdown. Now, the most expensive mistake on this list. Not because the engine is bad, but because of who buys it and why. The Duramax Diesel post-2007 emissions era. LMM, 2007 through 2010. LML, 2011 through 2016. L5P 2017 to present. If you tow over 12,000 pounds consistently and depend on heavy hauling for a living, the diesel math works. This entry is for the majority of buyers who want one because they tow a boat twice a summer. The L5P makes 445 horsepower and 910 pound-feet of torque. Extraordinary engine. The used market knows it. A 2017 and newer L5P Sierra H. D runs $40,000 to $65,000 used. An LML runs $24,000 to $40,000. And every post-2007 truck carries emissions hardware that older diesels never dealt with. DPF replacement, $2,000 to $4,000. DEF system components, $1,500 to $3,500. EGR cooler and valve, $800 to $2,000. These are documented failures past 100,000 miles. Here is the mechanism most buyers miss. If your diesel sees regular trips under 20 minutes, the diesel particulate filter, never gets hot enough to complete a regeneration cycle. Soot builds up. The system forces a regen while you are driving, interrupt enough cycles, and the filter clogs. Think of it like a high-performance instrument that only stays calibrated if you play it hard and long. Use it for short, quiet sessions, and the mechanic sees. A diesel truck running short commutes is the most expensive way to get to work that a truck badge can offer. An LML at $30,000 with 100,000 miles. Budget for the next $50,000. DPF service, $2,000 to $4,000. DEF components, $800 to $1,500. Diesel spec oil changes at roughly double gasoline cost. You are at $34,000 to $37,000 all in to reach 150,000 miles. A 5.3-liter gas truck at the same mileage runs $20,000 to $23,000 all in. The diesel costs $12,000 to $15,000 more to reach the same place. If you tow a boat twice a year, that is an ego purchase, not a truck purchase. If you are still watching, hit subscribe. Every week, I break down what to buy, what to walk away from, and what actually holds up past 200,000 miles. Now, let us talk about the one engine where the numbers work. The 2009 through 2013 Sierra 1500 GMT 900 platform. 5.3-liter Gen 4 LC9 LMF or LY5, depending on configuration. Paired with the 6L80 transmission from 2009 onward. This is the only GMC engine combination worth buying in 2026. Start with the architecture. The Gen 4 5.3-liter is an iron block LS family engine. Every failure point has been documented across 2 decades. Every part is available, cheap, and stocked at parts counters across the country. The AFM system deactivates cylinders 1, 4, 6, and 7. It is binary and fixed, and it uses 4 specialized lifters. Genuinely simpler than DFM, the failure mode is addressable for $150 to $300 with a plug-in disabler device. On a healthy engine with good oil records, installing a disabler on day 1 dramatically reduces the primary long-term risk. One honest note, this does not reverse existing damage. If the lifters are already worn, a disabler stops the cycling but cannot undo what has already happened. A cold start tick lasting more than 5 seconds on a used example is a warning. Walk away, or negotiate the price down and budget for a full inspection. The 6L80 transmission is robust. It shifts cleanly through 6 gears, without the shudder complaints that trail the 8 and 10 speed units in newer trucks. Documented torque converter wear exists under heavy sustained use, and valve body issues appear at higher mileage. It is predictable, and predictability is worth more than invincibility. No active federal recall exists for Gen 4 AFM. Lifter failure on GMT 900 trucks as of this writing. But GM has issued service bulletins acknowledging the AFM tick and the oil consumption pattern on this platform. Go in with eyes open and budget for an independent pre-purchase inspection. On the used market right now, clean crew cab 4-wheel drive examples run $12,000 to $17,000. Here is what day 1 looks like. Full fluid service, engine oil, transmission fluid, transfer case, differentials, coolant, and brake fluid. $200 to $400 if you do it yourself, $400 to $800 at a shop. Then the AFM disabler, $150 to $300. Under $800 total to reset every fluid and eliminate the primary mechanical stress on the engine. A customer brought in his 2012 Sierra last spring. He bought it for $13,000 with 110,000 miles. Clean service history, 1 previous owner. No modifications. He did the full fluid reset himself for about $320 and installed a disabler. We put it on the lift once to check the brake lines and frame, which were clean and solid, with only light surface rust on the frame rails. 3 years later, that truck has 170,000 miles on it. He has spent under $2,000 on everything combined since the day he bought it. The truck is worth $11,000 on the private market today. Net cost of 3-year ownership, roughly $4,000. Try getting that math out of anything built after 2018. 5-year all-in cost on a $14,000 GMT 900 Sierra. Purchase insurance at $800 to $1,000 per year on a 15-year-old truck, and maintenance across 5 years at $3,000 to $5,000 total. You land between $20,000 and $24,000 all in. A 2020 Sierra with the DFM 5.3 liter at $35,000 pushes past $41,000 in payments alone, before insurance at $1,500 to $2,000 per year, and the potential $4,000 lifter repair. 5-year all-in, $55,000 to $60,000. Same engine family, same capability. $36,000 apart. That gap is a college year. That is a down payment on something else entirely. The GMT 905.3 liter with the 6L80 is not exciting the way a new truck is exciting. But it does everything a truck is supposed to do without engineering complexity that works against you. No dynamic fuel management countdown. No premium fuel tax, no diesel region anxiety. Just an iron block V8 that mechanics understand completely in a platform that has already proven everything it needs to prove. The 4 engines to avoid each fail differently. The V6 fails at its purpose. The 6.2 liter fails at its price. The diesel fails at its context. And the dynamic fuel management 5.3 liter fails at its timing, collapsing right when you have started to trust it. The GMT 905.3 liter with the 6L80 does none of those things. Get the inspection. Check the brake lines and cab corners for rust. Listen at cold start. Reset the fluids, install the disabler, and drive it until the wheels fall off. On this platform, with the right habits, that is going to take a very long time.